Hello, good people. Welcome to our show. Hello, bad people. Welcome to our show. Hello, anyone who wanna learn more about marketing automation. Welcome. Today we are going to discuss a lot more about this topic. It's very important to use automation to increase productivity, speed, and many other things. I'm so excited to discuss this topic with Jane Musatova. How are you?
Hi, Natalia. I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you today?
Doing great. Jen, I'm impressed about your profile because I found you speak a lot of languages. For me, it's I don't know how to do it, how to learn a lot of languages. Yeah, I wanna start a new language as well. I wanna learn Spanish, but when I don't have the feeling to learn a new language when I'm not good with English and many other languages where I can keep growing. So, can you tell about your background experience and why you learn a lot of languages?
Sure. Well, I'll start with my background. So, hi, everyone. I'm a senior marketing automation manager at Wix. I've been with Wix for the past 4 years and with marketing automation for the past 6 years. I started my marketing career right after college, well, actually during college, and I'm one of those people who actually studied marketing in school. So it's my favorite thing to do. And the second one is learning languages. And to answer your question, why, I think it's just because I love traveling. And as someone who was born in one country, grew up in another, and now lives in the third one, it was always a crucial thing for me to also, understand the culture and the language of the people around me. And yeah, I love traveling and learning new stuff. So languages always help me with that. Plus, I think that's one of my talents. Unlike some other things.
Nice, awesome. I love traveling as well. I'm addicted because of traveling. I can't stay in one place for a long time. And Jen, I understand you love traveling. That is why you learn a lot of languages. But can you tell about discipline? How to stick with learning languages, about your schedule? Because I know it's not simple, you know, to learn something new, especially if we are talking about the language. It's like it takes time, many years to learn. So can you tell how to do it if you have a lot of languages and you can tell which languages you can speak fluently?
So I speak English, Hebrew, Russian, and Ukrainian fluently. And I was once fluent in French, now not so much because I think once you start learning languages that are like vice versa, like Hebrew is literally reading the other way around, just like Arabic. So when you start learning languages like that, like your brain kind of like shuts down for a sec and you forget whatever you didn't know perfectly, which for me was French, Spanish, and German. Spanish is a bit easy because I've recently visited Colombia and I got to speak it a bit. Plus, I have a few colleagues who are native Spanish speakers. So I'm trying to maintain those skills. German, not so much, but I'm actually trying to get better at it. And my methodology is very old school, classical. Like whenever I need to learn a new language, I assign a specific period of time. It's like, okay, like I'm going to start a course and I'm going to be on it every day for 4 hours a day. And Hebrew, I learned in an academic program. It was a 4 month program where we studied every day from 9 to 4, literally every day. And so that really helped me because this for months helped me to build the background to speak Hebrew every day, to write letters, to read the news, listen to the radio, to communicate with people at work. And I know a lot of internationals who moved to Israel and they've been there for like 10 years and they don't speak the language because they just couldn't find the time, especially when working full time. So I think whenever you need to get a new skill set, especially a new language, you have to really allocate time and say, okay, I'm going to allow myself 1 month, 2 months, whatever you have, and use this time properly. And then, like once you have the basis, then you can spend less time. You can spend half an hour a day just doing homework, just like trying to translate songs. That also helps a lot, like especially if you're into some kind of music. Let's say you like salsa dancing like myself and you're listening to this kind of music. So instead of just listening to it, try to understand what's it about, read the lyrics in Spanish, translate them one by one, And each time it's going to get easier and easier for you because you already have a certain set of words that you know, and then you just keep building it up. And then once you have that, I don't know, 5,000 words that you know, then you can only start reading, you can start comprehending the language, and finally speaking, which I think is the last stage in learning language.
Wow, yeah, a lot of great insights. I love it. So you lead me to an emergency room where I need to spend time, to think how to go ahead. Jade, I want to ask about marketing automation. Can you tell more about this one, where to start, what to do, and how you can help to use of marketing automation in Wix? Because Wix is so popular platform. I think everyone knows about Wix and how you can help to use automation specifically in Wix.
Okay, so I'll start with like marketing automation as a whole and how it can help different businesses and how we use it at Wix. It's a completely different topic. So basically, marketing automation is something that can help you automate communications with the user. It can help automate processes for the team. Let's say you have marketing and sales team working together on the project of bringing in new leads, closing in the gaps in the funnel. And that's where you can use marketing automation to combine a few communication channels. You can integrate different systems and create this seamless flow. At Wix, we have B2B teams and we have B2C teams. So depending on what sorts of communication they use with the user, we offer different channels. We use different platforms for different purposes. But basically, we're trying to optimize the tech stack that we have at Wix. And as a corporate, we have quite a lot of tools that different teams use in the beginning and optimize it so that we would build seamless processes within the organization internally and help our outbound communications and outbound activities to be more smooth and making sure that the user is getting the right data whenever they need it, especially with Wix Studio around. Now we have a lot of new communications starting and a lot of efforts from the teams to make it work and to make it look good and sound good.
Yeah, nice, love it. Yeah, it's interesting about Wix because I often speak with webmasters, and most of them prefer WordPress because of open code. I usually read news and I see that Wix is updating, developing, innovating features, and today it's much simpler to set up um, some SEO settings that can help to rank higher. Can you tell how webmasters can use Wix? I mean, like for SEO goals, because we have this common thinking that you can do it only on WordPress if you wanna get higher ranking positions. But I think things change a lot when Wix updated many features. So can you tell more about that?
So I'm not the right person to talk about SEO, but you can
Mm-hmm.
definitely talk with Kyle Place. He's our one of our SEO gurus, and we have the entire team of SEO professionals like yourself
Mm-hmm.
working on the product side, communicating with the users. I could just give you an overall explanation that yeah, as a company, our goal is to make sure that we offer the best features available on the market, and whenever we see that there's gaps and we see what competitors are offering all the time, and we're trying to upgrade, we're trying to get better. And as for the WordPress, I would say like our biggest difference is that we don't have an open source, so our data is more secure, and that's one of the things that have become a major concern in the past years because you can see data breaches and a lot of users concerned about that. As for the SEO, there's a user dashboard that every Wix user can use and set up the SEO parameters. There's a technical SEO teams also working on providing additional information in how you can improve rankings on Google and other platforms. But that's definitely something to speak about with Kyle or Morty. Morty is also great, and I'm sure you can find them on LinkedIn. They offer a lot of great SEO content.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, you mentioned about security, and my websites were hacked 2 times, and I lost a lot of traffic. Basically, even I quit one project because of this hacking attack that happened like in the Christmas time, New Year, and
Yeah.
we sold a lot of products on this time, and we couldn't recover website for 10 days, and we had a big, huge store with products, and nobody cares about these products. We basically, yeah, quit the project. And the second time, we spent 3 months to recover, to find all these viruses, because common antiviruses didn't show anything. And I know how it's important to have the security. That's great that Wix can handle the process on WordPress. Yeah, it's a big issue. And yeah, awesome that you decided to tell about this topic, because I know um, people are not ready to pay for $1 for prevention, but they will pay $1,000 for treatment. And I know about that, like 1,000 times more. And yeah, I did it. I paid 1,000 times more uh, for treatment, but I could pay like $1 for prevention. Okay, yeah, it's experience. We need to learn. We make mistakes. I keep doing them, I don't know another way how to learn. So we usually start from basic, generic strategies, then we can move on. Jane, let's talk more about marketing automation. Today we have AI, and I
Yeah.
spoke with Jeff Coyle, founder of Market Muse. He told me that in the future we will have 3 companies. The first company will develop AI, the second implement, and the third company will be obsolete. Who can leave the trade? And I think today AI is one of part of, I don't know, like the main part of automation, marketing automation, and because I use a lot AI, and I disagree with common thinking that people can tell that AI is not replacing people. According to data, AI is replacing even today, and some companies can fire specialists. I did it because I did it because I can get much higher results, better results with AI. So really, for example, we translate our content to Japanese, to Turkish languages, and if we get higher results after AI translation, then paying for specialists to explain what we want to get, to pay money for that, to control the process, if AI can do this job much better. So we use it. And yeah, we replace some translators, we replaced editors, because after editing with ChatGPT, we got mentions on CNN, Business Insider. It's simple why I replace people, because AI can provide this job much better. But I think my thing, if you wanna go ahead, you need to adapt to AI. Anyone, it doesn't matter what kind of job you have, especially writers, translators, they can provide this job much better for someone who is not familiar with that. Because, for example, writers who know how to write, they can generate content much better than people who have no experience with writing, even by using ChatGPT or any other tools, because they can estimate the results. Jen, can you tell about marketing automation and AI? How to combine both today?
I think that AI is really a helping hand, like a robotic way to get the dirty work done, which is great. I'm gonna say that at Wix we didn't have any layoffs because of the AI. So the way we use it is we have access for premium version of the ChatGPT for our colleagues. So whoever needs to use it, and that can be people writing code, that can be people writing content, have access to it. And I think in terms of content, where the way we work is we always adapt our language, and that's the biggest difference here. You can ask AI to create a nice blog article for you, but you still want to use specific words, specific tone of voice, speaking eye to eye to the user, because that's how we've been talking to our users for years. And that's where the professional content writers really come in to convey the message in the way that the user doesn't only understand what we want to say, but they feel the certain vibe that we want to bring with it. And I think that has been an important value at Wix always. As for the marketing automation, the way that I utilize ChatGPT is for project projects. Let's say I need to create a presentation, I need to create a plan, I need to write a scope. So instead of spending a lot of time writing myself, I write a prompt, and ChatGPT helps me to strategize it, and then I added whatever I need. There's so many different AI tools you can use. There's Tomo. It's a great tool for building AI-based presentations. You can even
Yeah.
generate images there. I think it's fun, and I really enjoy using it. But again, it's not really the core of marketing automation. So I still cannot use AI tools to integrate between the systems, but I can spend less time on creating the code. I can ask ChatGPT, hey, what is the best way to create this functionality here or there? What is the best way to integrate between these two tools so I can get data sent based on specific trigger or specific event? And then ChatGPT can give me a few suggestions, and I can check them. So it's kind of like Googling stuff, but getting more exact answers and in a timely manner. So, in my opinion, it's great. I do see how junior specialists can worry about being replaced by these tools, but I think that in the end, we can all use it to the best of us and can become more proficient and gain new skills so that we will feel less fear about it. And by the way, Wix also offers AI solutions from within the product. If you're building a website on Wix, first of all, you can use the ADI, which I think is the first product that we've ever had, when you're just writing the prompt and it creates a website for you without you doing anything. Or if you're building the website yourself, you can use it in the design sections, you can use it when creating content. So it's something that we've had before it became a thing.
Yeah, awesome. Valuable, valuable. Jane, I opened your LinkedIn profile because I love opening LinkedIn profiles and I like your background. I want to ask about marketing automation by using Salesforce and Marketo. You have this background, and can you tell how to create the right strategy considering sales? Because I found the best marketers have experience with sales because I often cooperated with um, marketers who think more about engagement, about traffic. And once I spoke with a master who lost 400,000 traffic, he spent so much time, resources to get this traffic, but Google dropped his ranking positions, but he didn't lose any sales. So
Mhm.
he got this traffic, and I often see the same issue when people chase engagement, likes, comments. If it doesn't help to sell, why you need to have it? Can you tell about marketing automation considering sales, especially when you use Salesforce or Marketo or any other tools?
I think that Salesforce is the major CRM platform being used worldwide for the B2B purposes. And Marketo is my favorite marketing automation platform. I'm saying my favorite because I think it just gives you so many tools that more often than not, you don't really need to buy additional software because you can send emails within it, you can build the right flows, you can connect it to any other platforms that your team is using. You can build webhooks, you can build API connections. It's really an amazing platform that keeps on being developed. And it has a seamless integration with Salesforce. You can decide how you're going to build the funnel, the marketing and sales funnel, like which platform is going to be served as a source of truth, where all the lead data is going to be stored. And I think that in order to make marketing and sales work best together, you should always understand what your sales team is doing. As a marketer, your sales executive should be your best friend, someone you're having coffee with when you're getting in the office, someone who you're scheduling your first and the last Zoom call from the week. Because in the end, we all working towards the business goals, and sales are those that are bringing the business, bringing the money to the company. And the first step in the strategy is to understand who's your ICP, the ideal customer profile, who are the leads that you're targeting. And based on that, you can create the right funnel in Marketo. You can build the right communication channels. You can decide who and how are you targeting on your ad platforms, whether it's Google Ads, whether it's LinkedIn, and whatever platforms you're using. And over communication is the best strategy here. Show your salespeople the funnel, show where the leads are being at, whether they're stuck um, in the nurture programs, whether they're moving to marketing qualified. And again, like anything you define as a marketer should be something that comes from sales. They should tell you what's supposed to be qualified lead, what's not. And you just need to help them bring those people in and nurture them until they're ready for a conversation with sales. So it's a long conversation. Can really go on and off about it, but I think that understanding the sales needs and catering to them is something that really makes the company successful. So while some people still believe that marketing and sales work separately, it's wrong. You guys should be best friends.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You touched this topic. It's interesting because, according to some studies, most salespeople distrust marketers.
For that
If
exact
we, yeah, if we need to have this friendship, can you tell how to do it? How to destroy this wall between marketers and salespeople, and to have this friendship? Because I know it's important for marketers to have this data from salespeople, but some companies can have policy to disallow share sales data. Salespeople can distrust marketers because they don't know what they usually do. So tell how to uh, destroy this wall and to have this right cooperation.
I think that should come from the management because if marketers' KPIs are different from sales KPIs, they're never going to deliver the same thing. So having the same KPIs, let's say 5 closed deals per quarter, that's a serious KPI. And I, as a marketer, cannot reach it without sales, and sales cannot reach without marketing because they need to see all of the signals. They need to know like how we're reaching out to those leads. They need to get the right content to reach out to the right people, and this is everything that marketing provides. So I think that that's something that can help. And from the marketing standpoint of view, you can decide that you're delivering the best leads, and the salespeople are not closing those leads. So you need to be asking those questions: Why am I delivering the wrong people? Are the sales not engaged enough? Are they not getting signals at the right time? Are we assigning those leads correctly? So these are all the things that you should think about. We created seamless communication with sales by pushing leads into the right channels on Slack, through Webhook and Marketo. And whenever we had kind of like urgent leads, let's say someone coming from a company that we're targeting, who requested a demo or requested a free trial, who's very hungry and ready to talk to sales, we would want sales to answer within 5 minutes. That was the threshold, which was hard because someone can be on a call, someone can be on a lunch break. So we had this urgent channel that everyone would see, all the managers, sales team, and the marketing team. And if we see that someone has not replied, it will get automatically round robin to another person for another 5 minutes until someone takes that lead and establishes communication. And that really helped us. So yeah, communication and having the same goals really helps.
Yeah, valuable. Okay, salespeople, if you distrust marketers, please trust them because you can get great results as well. So if you hide data, you need to understand that sales will decrease because marketers can't provide great results. Jay, I want to ask about your management skills. In your LinkedIn profile, I see that you're senior marketing operations manager, and I know it's important to manage people in the right way. Can you tell how to do it remotely because you are traveling a lot and you need to manage people to tell them what they need to do to get results, to encourage them, to increase productivity, quality. So tell your methods how to do it remotely.
Here, I'm actually going to use the example of COVID and actually my manager communicating with me because I think he's one of the best examples of great management. So during COVID, I was working with a US based team. My manager and my entire team was in New York, somewhere in LA, and I was the only person sitting in Tel Aviv. And not only did we have the time difference, also we never met for 2 years, worked together, and have never met them. But I knew everything about their families, about their kids, when someone bought a house, when someone moved apartment. We talked about our favorite TV shows, and aside from work. And that means that we always had a great communication setup, to the point where he would have a doctor appointment or I would have a doctor appointment, and I would be like, hey, I'm not going to be available from 4 to 5, but like, can someone be on the tasks and something urgent comes up? And it helped so much. Like, we always felt like we were a team. I always felt like I was backed up because he's also a very technical person, and I was the second most technical person on the team. So whenever there would be a challenging project and I wouldn't be able to answer it if I'm on vacation or it happens at night, I always knew that I was backed up. So I think that wow, there's a dog outside. Sorry for that.
No
Um,
worries. Yeah.
if you feel that you can trust your team, if you feel that you can trust your manager to be there for you, it's the best environment to work at, and that's what really motivates the team. That's what makes them proud to be a part of such teams, proud to be a part of such company. And establishing the right guidelines. I like the work standards. It's a kind of doc that I'm sharing with the team. Again, something I got from Tim. Kind of like work norms, like how do you prefer to communicate? Do you prefer to use a phone? Do you prefer to use WhatsApp? What is the best way to contact you? When do you feel more productive? When do you prefer to schedule meetings? And the kind of personalized approach really helps you to be seen, to understand that it's being valued. And we're all different people, like someone's like morning person, someone's a night person. Daniel Pink wrote a great book about it.
Yeah.
By the way, no one is productive from 2 to 3, so never schedule anything at that time.
Yeah, valuable. Yeah, like it, like it. Yeah, by the way, my dogs usually take part on my podcast as well, but they're silent now. I don't know why. So it depends. But I see it's your dog or not?
No, I'm actually traveling right now. I'm in Dab in Sinai, and I'm
Ah.
just renting this place, and there's dogs outside.
Anyway, I think this dog likes marketing or sales. I don't know. Just want to leave its opinion.
Mark.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Jane, I want to ask about mistakes. You know, I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Some of them terrible, some of them slight mistakes, but I keep doing them. I don't know another way how to learn how to go ahead. And I think in marketing, you need to do mistakes because you can't create something new. You can't develop your strategy. And we need to test, to experiment a lot. If we are not creative, then results eh, will be not good. So tell about mistakes that marketers can avoid in automation. I mean, like we have two mistakes. The first mistake you need to do to learn from them, and the second you can avoid. So if you can list mistakes that we can avoid, will be great.
I think planning forward is a very important thing that a lot of people learn by making mistake of not doing that. Because whenever you join a new team, you want to prove yourself. You want to be like, I'm a hardworking person. I'm gonna build everything from scratch. It's gonna be perfect. I have all this experience. And what happens to many of us, and I'm included here, sometimes I would just jump in and, people would be like, okay, this is a project. Okay, I'm on it. I will just start working on it because I want to get things done. And sometimes when you're missing an important detail of how, like what happens, okay, we finished with this project, but like how are we going to scale, what we're going to do next? Because marketing automation is really a big, big infrastructure that you need to build, you need to manage. Sometimes you inherit what's already been built. And no matter what you're doing, you need to ask yourself, how is going to affect my processes in the long term? What are we going to do next? Because the process you build and maintain correctly will help you for years. The process that you build fast and you're like, all right, it works for now, might result in you having to build it over and over again. And especially like in marketing campaigns, let's say you're using Marketo or you're using HubSpot or Pardot, doesn't matter. You're building a campaign for a specific event. You're creating all of those assets in the platform, landing pages, forms, emails, done. Next month, you have another event. So you create another campaign and you build all of this from scratch. But if a month ago you asked your team, how many events are we planning in the coming year? And they would say 12. You're like, okay, Are we going to use similar landing pages? They'll build yes. Are we going to send similar emails? Yes. So instead of creating those brand new emails, you would build template, one template for all the emails and one template for all the landing pages for those events, or even for all of the things that you're doing, and just using different modules to add CTAs, delete CTAs, whatnot. So having the big picture always helps. And I think in the beginning of your career, it's not, it doesn't really come to mind because you're just trying to jump from things. You want to learn more, you want to prove yourself more. And as you gain more experience, you start seeing the full picture better. So I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do, and it really comes with experience, but always try to think forward, try to think what's the next step. And I think it's true for any profession.
Yeah, yeah, nice. Love it, love it. And can you tell about intuition? If you have experience, extended experience, sometimes, not sometimes, I often use intuition more than data, because of experience. I know it's better to test, to experiment, because data can show something average, but by using intuition, I don't know, change the strategy. So tell about your intuition. For example, do you use intuition or you rely only on data that you have?
I think I'll be in trouble if I say that I don't use data and I don't rely on it. So I'm very pro data,
Mhm.
but I would say always maybe use your common sense. I don't know if I would use intuition, but more like common sense when you see something and it raises the question, it just doesn't saturate. So trust your guts always. And sometimes it helps to avoid mistakes. I had in my experience a situation where we used a third-party tool to enrich some of our data, and it caused some discrepancies. I saw that like at some point we just like stopped getting qualified leads, and we were investing in campaigns, and I thought we were getting the right people. So like something is broken. Why? And obviously I was looking at the data, but it was not showing up until they started thinking, okay, what did we change? Oh, we onboarded a new platform. Okay, let's see. And like we saw that it was overriding some of the data. Like there was an issue with the implementation. But if something doesn't feel right, something doesn't just says, and like always check it. But overall, I hope that you do have a good data team and the right data.
Yeah, yeah, got it, got it. Jane, let me share a short story about creativity. Uh, Lloyd Richards published a book 11 years ago, but he spent 14 years to write this book. 14 years. More than a decade. For me, it's hard to imagine how to write just a single book for 14 years. But he did it. Then he used marketing, sales, got random sales, nothing special. His daughter posted content on TikTok from account with 0 followers. This video became viral, and today this book is bestseller on Amazon. So one simple video uh, beats a lot of marketing and sales channels. I watched this video because I want to know how to get 50 million views, from a single video. And that was not nice looking design. Simple design, nothing special, but that was creative. A short story for less than a minute about the author who spent 14 years to write a book. It provokes curiosity, to read this book, to get this book. Uh, and I think it's very important to be creative in marketing. Uh, but if you use
Yeah.
automation, you can decrease your level of creativity. Can you tell how to avoid uh, it? If you disagree, okay, that's okay. Just let us know how to be creative by using marketing automation.
Got it. Okay, so first of all, great example. And I think that marketers are the people that cannot spend 40 years doing something, because
Yeah.
you need to constantly update. You need to see what's up there. You need to see the modern generation, especially if you cater to them. And I think in the modern world, people don't have much time for like long stories, for ebooks, for white papers. This is all very 2018. And videos are the new big thing. TikTok. There is a new app. I forgot what's called. Be Real, I think. That
Mhm.
also like a lot of people are using now instead of Instagram, because people want to see real stuff. They want to see how you look without filters. They want to see real world, real work, real lives. And Brands that understand that are going to be more successful than those that don't. So being on top of things, understanding what's the new thing coming up, is really something that should be on top of your mind for branding. When it comes to automation, you can automate anything. You can automate great videos. You can automate terrible 24 like 2004 ebooks.
Mhm.
And the result is not going to be dependent on automation. The result is going to be dependent on the quality of your content. Like, you don't get conversions because you seamlessly connected Marketo and let's say LinkedIn accounts. You're going to get conversions if your LinkedIn ads are great, if you are reaching the right audience with the right messaging. And I think if you are solving someone's problem, or if you're bringing a unique idea, if you're bringing something amazing, something that people need, you're going to be successful. If you're not interested, if your content is dull, if your design is outdated, then no matter what tech stack you implement, you're not going to be successful. So creativity should be always on top, and I love it. I think the reason why I went to marketing is because I love the creative aspect of it. When I was 17, I wanted to be a film director, but I was
Yeah.
too lazy to write any scripts. So I used to go to all of those feature short festivals and advertising contests. It was just amazing. Sometimes it's not even high budget ads. Sometimes it's guerrilla marketing. Sometimes it's people creating flash mobs on the street. That's something that always excites me, inspires me, and I follow brands that do things that way rather than those that don't. Um, I feel like all of us just want to see some new cool stuff out there.
Nice. Yeah. I disagree if someone can tell that marketing is boring. It's not boring. It's creative, you know. If you feel it's boring, then it's better to find something else. In marketing, it's important to be creative. It's art. You need to create art. If you can't, then you can't beat your competitors. And Jane, uh, I want to ask about the question that I often ask all my speakers about your experience. I have students who are looking for ways how to learn from scratch. I have clients who wanna get the basic to cooperate with experts. Anyway, different people, they wanna learn from scratch without any experience, knowledge, skills. I wanna ask you, if you started today, forget about weeks, forget about sales, forget about Marketo, Salesforce, anything. It's your first day in marketing automation. What will you do today if you need to do everything from scratch?
Having the background that I already have,
Yeah, to get this background, to deserve this background.
mm, I think I would do the same thing. My first job in marketing automation was at GAD, and the manager who hired me, also one of the best managers I've had. I told him, I was like, look, I have tons of experience in marketing. I've done social media marketing, marketing research. I've managed projects. I'm quite technical. I've never done marketing automation. I don't know what that is. And he was like, it's fine. You'll learn. And I did. So I think getting your hands dirty, trying things out, making mistakes, learning from those mistakes is something that you should be ready for, regardless of which field you choose. Of course, you don't want to do it on any live programs. Working in the testing environment all the time before you implement anything. Um, get help from someone at work if you can. If you can find a good mentor, whether it's your boss, whether it's someone from another team, maybe from another company, is amazing at every stage of the career, because there's always someone out there who can help you grow and get better. Learning, there's tons of materials out there. Adobe provides a great forum where you can learn for free from other Adobe professionals. You can ask questions, you can post them in channels. There's tons of other forums that you can use. I know in Discourse, there's a lot of technical ones. And there's open source platforms where you can test your code. There's ChatGPT where you can test your code. So learn as you go, try to get as much experience as you can. Don't be afraid. I think that's the most important one.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Yeah, so valuable. I like that you started from practice, you know. You need to make your hands dirty because yeah, learning by the way, I see when people overlearn. They learn a lot but do nothing. It doesn't work, you know.
This
We,
is where
yeah, we have short memory. People forget 50% of new information in the first hour. The second 50% in a few hours or a few days, it depends. I can forget fast. That is why I usually make notes and implement. Yeah, Bill Gates makes notes. You know, when he reads books, he makes notes because he thinks how to adapt, how to implement what he learned. Yeah, I love it. So amazing. And Jane, my final question about the future. I want to ask you, take your crystal ball and let us know what kind of future will be. We have AI today. Apple is going to launch augmented reality, this headset. Many things are coming. Marketing is a quickly changing world. We know about that. So let us know what kind of future be in marketing automation in your vision.
oh, that's a very good question. Um, I think that in the past years we've been coming closer and closer to understanding our users and understanding how to communicate with them. And platforms like Iterable, like Braze, they offer a way to build the user communication based on where the user opens their emails on the phone, on the tablet, how they're reading, how they're interacting with your brand. So I think that aspect is something that's going to be developing even more and more and more. And it's something that's going to help both the brands to find the best way of communicating with the user and also to help the user get less distracted to get information at the right time. I can give you an example, which is an offline example, but I think it's great. So I love shopping and I always know what I want to get. And sometimes I would be in the store and I'm like looking for what I want and I can't find it. And then I need to talk to people. And sometimes you don't feel like talking to people. I'm an introvert. I like to have my space. And they recently opened this store in Tel Aviv where they change everything every day. There's different designers coming up and they match stuff. So like you come in and you see a purple dress and black shoes next to it, and it all looks perfect. And when you like something, you go to the fitting room and there's a screen and it tells you in which sizes it's available, and if the size didn't fit, you can click on the monitor and the salesperson will bring you the right size. And I thought that was amazing. And this is very modern. And so the same thing happens online. You know, in the end, no one wants to waste their time selling stuff that you don't need. And you don't want to waste your time by getting sales calls or like seeing ads of something you don't need. So in the end, I think it's just gonna be just like that. You're like, okay, you know what? I want to buy a new bicycle. I want to build a website. I want to find a good school for my kid. And you have this in mind, and you type it in Google, and not only you get all the right information, you get all the comparison, and you can schedule the call, everything seamlessly and within 1 second. And this all can happen only with the help of the automation. So I think the automation is the future.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think without automation, it's hard to be productive. It's hard to have speed. It's hard to overcome competitors. Yes, of course, we need to have automation, but to check manually everything that you have. Jane, it's a big pleasure to get in my show to learn from you. I love this experience. Awesome, great. Say the best way how to keep learning from you, how to reach out to you, how to follow you.
Sure. So you can reach me on LinkedIn. It's Jane Musatova. You can find me on Facebook if you want to connect in person, but I'm not very active there. Or you can shoot me an email. It's janem@wix.com. And yeah, good luck with building your brand. Good luck with building your marketing automation. I think it's the big thing that's out there. And if you have time and you're willing to learn, then the resources out there too.
Nice, nice. Guys, you can find links in the description below to social media accounts, to Wix in the description. So I recommend anyone to follow Jane Musatova because I do it. I need to get more insights. I need to get more value. And yeah, I recommend to follow too because you can learn and become a better marketer. Okay, guys, love you. See you.